Alright, so can I request everyone to please settle down? We are starting with the event. Firstly, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to one and all present here. I am Karoma. Welcome everyone of you to Business Growth Forum 2022. Can we have a big round of applause, everybody? So we have some amazing, interesting sessions lined up for today, and it's so wonderful to see everyone finally at a physical event after so long. Because of the pandemic, the past times have not been so good, but the worst has gone, and only the better has come. So ladies and gentlemen, business dynamics have changed. Automation, digitization, and hybrid work environments have become the new normal. And I am Karoma, hereby welcoming you to the new normal once again on the behalf of Business Growth Forum 2022. So the challenge now is to understand these new business dynamics and incorporate digitalization into your growth strategy to future-proof your business and make it more sustainable. The Business Growth Forum aims to highlight, discuss, and deliberate the policies, strategies, and execution plans to drive digital innovation for taking businesses to your new heights. Before we start, here are some housekeeping notes. I would ask you to amend by all of it. Please put your mobile phones in the silent mode. If you need to take an important call, kindly take it outside the hall. We have shared feedback forms with all of you. Kindly fill them up at the end of the conference and let us know how you found the event. With that, before beginning, I have a very warming session for all of you, and as we know, as per Indian culture, we start any event by remembering the name of our God. So I request every one of you to please join your hands with me and sing along. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Suryakoti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurume Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. And by here, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with Business Growth Forum 2022. So let's have an ice-breaking session. I'm sure you all belong to XYZ Business Group, and you all must be aware of some amazing, some famous taglines belonging to various businesses. For example, what is that one thing which is just prepared in 2 minutes? So you just have to raise your hand and answer it. Yes, please. Maggie? I thought Log. Okay, perfect. So likewise, I have another tagline which says, just do it. Yes, please, sir. Yes, Nike. Fitness freak, I see. Now the other company says, think different. Yes, please, sir. Okay, can we please, he deserves a very big round of applause. All of us use Apple phones day in, day out, all the gadgets from Apple. But only some of us know what it actually means, and it means think different. Thank you, sir. Moving ahead to yet another tagline which says, दाग अच्छे हैं. Yes, sir. आपको काफी आदत हो गई लगता है. Perfect. Thank you, sir. And moving ahead to yet another tagline, it says, take care. Especially for the ladies. Garnier. काफी shopping की girlfriend या wife के लिए? Thank you, sir. Moving ahead, another tagline says, life's good. Okay, obvious that. Thank you, sir. Okay, so Gujarat is a dry state. This one's gonna be interesting for all the men sitting right here. Kaise sabki aankhein ragi, but it still gives you wings. Someone said it out. Yes, sir. Red Bull, I see. Smart, sir. It's Red Bull, it gives you wings. And another tagline is a little difficult and a tricky one. It says, belong anywhere. And this is the new stay. It is in the hospitality industry. It says, belong anywhere. Run your brains. One of the most trending stay places wherever you go. It says, belong anywhere. Okay, so it's Airbnb. Thank you for not saying out loud. I thought everyone knew everything. So, and another tagline is connecting people. Are we supposed to say out loud? Moving ahead. Can you hear me now? Good. Okay. Taste the thunder. Thumbs up. डर के आगे जीत है. The taste of India. ठीक है. Perfect. And ladies and gentlemen, ting ting ting. Come on, this is a musical jingle. Perfect. Thank you so much. I hope the ice-breaking session, if you found it good, can we have a big round of applause for that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, by this, let's commence a Business Growth Forum 2022. We would like to begin Alright, can we please put our hands together and welcome our guest of honor, Ms. Gargi Jain, IAS Managing Director, Gujarat Informatics Limited. We are so delighted to have you with us, ma'am. And now commencing with Business Growth Forum 2022, we would like to begin by welcoming ma'am on stage. Put your hands together for Ms. Gargi Jain, IAS Managing Director, Gujarat Informatics Limited. Can we please have you on stage? May I request Mr. Abhishek Sinha, Circle Business Head, Gujarat Airtel, to welcome our guest of honor with a bouquet. Can we have a big round of applause for sir? Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a delight to have you with us. We will now begin with the lamp lighting ceremony because as per our tradition, it's a light. This light is a symbol of brightness, prosperity and auspiciousness. I would request our guest of honor, Ms. Gargi Jain, Shri Sunil Parekh, Chief Corporate Affairs at Citus Group, Mr. D.S. Chahal, CFO, Make Money Organics, Shri Divya Agarwal, Founder and MD, Radhe Impex, and Dr. V.D. Godmare, Governing Council Member, Textile Association of India, Mumbai, to do the lamp lighting. Can we have a big round of applause and welcome all the guest of honors with us? I request all of the mentioned people to please join us for the lamp lighting. Mr. Padman as well. I would request Mr. Padman to please join us for the lamp lighting. We have a big round of applause. Thank you. I would request all the guest of honors to be seated after the photography session. Thank you so much. Can we have a big round of applause for everyone who has joined us today? Thank you so much. And hereby welcoming all the dignitaries once again on the behalf of Business Growth Forum 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to commence with the Business Growth Forum. We'll start with the opening keynote, the very first opening keynote on enabling Gujarat's industry to be the engine of growth and role of technology And for the same, I would like to invite our guest of honor on stage, Miss Gargi Jain, IAS MD Gujarat Informatics Limited. Can we have a big round of applause? Ms. Jain is a 2015 batch IAS officer, a native of Rajasthan. Ms. Jain has worked as assistant collector in Vadodara Rural, as DDO in Kheda, and as deputy secretary in Women and Child Development Department, Health Department. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please welcome her once again? Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to such a grand gathering. As we all know, information technology has changed everything from delivering services to the doorsteps of citizens, services as well as products to the doorsteps of citizens, to digital inclusion of all rural households, urban households. Nowadays, farmers can access each and every information like information regarding weather, information regarding upcoming technologies on farming, soil, etc. From different information networks. Nowadays, it is very easy to do shopping. You can just pay, scan and pay system is there. We can go to a shop, scan and then pay. It is very easy for artisans, rural artisans who are there in hinterlands to sell their products. That's why they can interact with customers from different areas of India as well as across world. They can sell their products to each and everyone. As you all are aware, recent COVID pandemic has many devastating effects on our economy. But if we see the positive opportunities it has given, like in terms of education, students in this 2 year span, they can have access to quality material as well as lectures through information technology. It has been possible. And if we see the delivery of services during lockdown period, government was able to deliver services to your doorstep. It has been possible again through information and technology. If we see the role of information and technology in healthcare, we all are aware about telemedicine. People in rural areas can access the facilities of urban hospitals sitting at their home due to telemedicine. I can have consultation with a cancer specialist in US again because of information technology. So technology is everywhere. We all are aware about Digital India Mission of Government of India, which is umbrella mission which covers almost each and every section which can be affected by information technology. Due to Digital India Mission, it has been possible that India has come up with its own, recently it has come up with its own stack, 4G stack, you all are aware, and it is coming up with its own 5G stack as well. We have payment, UPI payment possible, like we have created it on our own, government system has created this. Then we have a unique identification system as well, Aadhaar, again it has been possible through information technology. All these things have shown the focus of government on technological interventions in different areas. If we talk about government of Gujarat, you all must be knowing that Gujarat is one of the first state having largest optical fiber network in India. Then we have Gujarat State Wide Area Network as well, which is again one of the largest in India. We have a state data center and we are coming up with a greenfield state data center with an investment of around 250 crores. Then we have Digital Gujarat portal through which citizens can get a number of services, around 300 services. in their villages. It has been possible through Digital Gujarat platform. So all these, and if we see the administration, recently Gujarat government has launched e-Sarkar, through which administration has been changed. It is very easy to move files within department. Recently, RTI has been onboarded online and it has been linked with e-Sarkar system. It has all been possible through again information technology interventions, which has been possible because of the focus government of Gujarat is having on this particular sector. As we all often we used to say that Gujarat has missed the first bus or the first revolution of information and technology, and southern states and other states in India have focused on that IT revolution. That's why we have a few centers of IT in India. But if we see the total revenue of information technology which comes out of Gujarat, it is very less. That's why Gujarat government is focusing on the second information technology revolution, which is going on right now. We all are aware that recently the high-end technologies like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and quantum computing, blockchain, etc., cyber security, all these things have made life easier for citizens, and industry 4.0 for that matter, internet of things. All these things are quite new, and we require a lot of research and development in these particular fields. And if we can capture this particular revolution of information and technology, then we can make Gujarat a focal center in this particular area. That's why recently government of Gujarat has come up with a very generous information technology ITES policy 22-27, which has a number of benefits across all the sectors of IT. We all know that IT relies mostly on skilled manpower, skilled as well as industry ready manpower. So for that we have different incentives under our policy. If we talk about the policy, then it is a very unique policy, as it is the first policy which has come up with a capex opex model. If you see different policies of different states, then you will have you have this much benefit under this head, this much under this head. You will be having 7-8 heads, and you will be having different benefits. For example, interest subsidy, you will be having this much. That reduces the flexibility which can be given to different businesses. So we have come up with in OPEX CAPEX model. In capital expenditure, all the capital expenditure your business will be doing. That includes building, that includes the instruments you will be having, that includes utilities you will be developing, that includes green utilities you will be developing, that includes each and everything under that umbrella capital expenditure. In capital expenditure, we are going to give 25% to industries up to 250 crores, and under operational expenditure, that includes your 5 years operations and maintenance, we will be giving 15% up to 40 crores. So these many incentives are not being given by any state. They are quite, like, if you see 250 crores, 40 crores, it's very huge. 40 crores per annum, that makes 4 into 5, 200 crores operational expenditure Gujarat government is giving to you if you are coming up with IT industry or ITES setup. Then we have different incentives as well. For example, we have incentives for cable landing stations. We have incentive if you are setting up a data center. We have incentive if you are coming up with something related to cloud computing. We have incentives if you are doing research and development in all these emerging technologies. So this shows the focus Gujarat government is having right now on this particular sector, on information technology. As we all know, information previously it was gold, which used to be an asset for everyone. Nowadays, information is asset for everyone. Information is the thing which enables each and every businesses, governments, everyone to take decisions, to decide on their policies, etc. That's why we have shifted our focus on this particular sector. I request all of you to come up with your plans, your businesses, and set up you already have set up, you can expand that, you can come up with new ideas in these emerging areas. I, on behalf of Government of Gujarat, welcome you all in this particular sector. I again thank you and would like to extend my deep gratitude for inviting me here and giving this opportunity to present Government of Gujarat's vision on this particular sector. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for such an insightful session. Can we have a big round of applause once again? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to request, may I now request, can we please have you, ma'am, on stage once again? So we would like to present you a memento. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause and welcome Ms. Karki Jain once again on stage? And may I request Mr. Sunil Parikh, advisor at Citus Group, to come up on stage and present you with the memento, please. Can we have a big round of applause? I know. We love you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We are so delighted to have you with us. Thank you. It is now time for the business keynote session on how to enable business growth in the new post-pandemic era. For this, I would like to invite on stage CFO, Make Money Organics, Mr. D.S. Chahal. Can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Over to you, sir.
A respected guest of honor, Madam Gargi Jain, and ladies and gentlemen, before I start the journey of Make Money, I would like to just play a small corporate film. Make Money Organics Limited, chemistry of success at work. In the world of pigments and agrochemicals, Make Money Organics has been setting benchmarks for quality and reliability. Over 3 decades of nurturing a planned vision of rapid expansion, backward integration, and consolidation has put Make Money Organics in the prominent list of Fortune 500 companies of India, the third largest manufacturer of phthalocyanine pigments globally, and has emerged among the top 10 manufacturers of agrochemicals in the country. 1986, Ahmedabad, Make Money forayed into the pigment business with manufacturing of pigment breeding. 1995, Ahmedabad, Make Money's first agrochemicals plant kick-started, manufacturing pesticides. 1996, Panoli, diversified our product portfolio by setting up manufacturing facility for pigment blue. 2003, Ankleshwar, agrochemical facility, commences manufacturing of pesticides. 2006, Panoli, new formulation plant of agrochemicals. 2010, Dahej, new manufacturing unit for diversification of agrochemicals. And 2013, Dahej SZ, new pigment blue facility exclusively for exports. Our plants are located in the chemical hub of Gujarat, close to major ports, international airports, and on the DMRC corridor. We are certified for ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO 18001, and ISO 45001. Our pigment manufacturing capacities have reached 35,000 tons per annum, and the agrochemical quality and on-time delivery. Complementing each facility is a sophisticated laboratory. Accredited with the prestigious 4-star export house status, Make Money has a global presence in almost all continents, with exports to over 90 countries. We undertake contract manufacturing for several reputed MNCs as well. Research and development has played a vital role in Make Money's success. Our team of research professionals with a GLP-accredited laboratory have strengthened the product portfolio with the addition of new molecules and more than 650 domestic and export product registrations. Make Money continuously strives to reduce, reuse, and recycle chemicals at every stage of operation by making process improvements. We have successfully recovered unreacted bromine and phenol, thereby reducing its consumption as well as reduce the load of the fluid. We have started reusing spent sulfuric acid and HCl to mitigate the challenges of its disposal. The safety and well-being of our people, visitors, and the environment has always been the crux of our endeavors. We remain invested in safety systems, conducting safety audits, and training manpower in safe manufacturing practices. Emergency response teams at all locations are equipped with the latest firefighting systems. With the robust global and domestic demand of our products keeping an upward curve, Make Money has invested for the future. To sustain the continual growth, projects worth 750 crore rupees are initiated at agrochemicals and pigment division, with an active plan to foray into the new and lucrative variants of pigments. By 2023-24, sales for the agro division is projected at 2,000 crore rupees, and for the pigment division at 1,000 crore rupees. While Make Money keeps charting success stories, we are also sensitive to the needs of the communities and our clients. Our CSR initiatives in the areas of healthcare, girl education, blood donation, and tree plantation drives are bringing a social change in communities. Make Money's path to progress has been guided by our uncompromising values, our principles, and good corporate governance, earning awards, accolades, and recognition for it. We provide transparent learning culture, creating an environment for the team to pursue collective and individual goals. This chemistry at work is what makes Make Money a dynamic and enterprising organization.
Thank you. Make Money Organics, today it is well known globally, and it started its journey in the 1986 with a small plant in Batwa, starting from the pigment green. And today we have 6 manufacturing sites in the Gujarat itself. Company have last year achieved top line of 2,500 crore. And if you see, we have philosophy where in 3 things I will say, Make Money. First of all, it is ESG. So environment, social and governance. Being in crop protection, so we have hazardous chemicals, but as a philosophy, Make Money does not produce any chemical which is red triangle. Second is sustainability. So as a philosophy, Make Money has all its operations. So it is among the top 10 agrochemical companies in India which has its own supply chain starting from raw materials, then intermediates, technicals, and formulation and in brand. Third is on the giving to the society. Make money जो है during this pandemic has contributed significantly, and this is the philosophy of the organization where it's give back to the society. It spending money in the area of health and education. It has been awarded the best company for CSR activities by Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat. Now, just to tell you about Make Money, the two verticals from the business perspective. One is agrochemical and second is the pigment business. So our 2/3 business is from the agrochemical and second is the 1/3 is coming from the pigment. We are export oriented, where 80% is our export. We are present in more than 85 countries. We have in pigment division where blue and green we are producing, and we have diversified into the third pigment, which is white. We have acquired Gilbert Chemicals last year, and that is the white pigment. So we are diversified into that. Company is focusing under Atmanirbhar Bharat, all import substitute products. So with titanium dioxide in India, it is being imported today. More than 2.5 lakh ton is imported, and domestic capacity is only 80,000 ton. So it is major coming in the paint sector. So where a lot of capex has been announced by big corporates, and demand is continuously going to go up. So to capture that opportunity, so we have diversified into pigment. So it is a white pigment. So we see a lot of potential in that. So we are doubling the capacity from 16,500 ton to 33,000 ton, and we have further plans to expand. In case of agro division, as you see, so we have plans to spend almost 750 crore in the capex outlay for the next 2 years, where we have now multi-purpose plant which is coming up with more than 350 crore of capex in the third quarter of this year. We will be commissioning, where we will be coming out with the new molecules, which is the latest or patented. So either no one is manufacturing in India, either it's produced by multinationals only and supplied in India, or any one company is manufacturing in India. So we will be the first one to produce. What has happened actually for the growth, the way company has grown, so it has planned well in advance. We have more than 650 registrations, because agrochemical is a controlled business. So if you want to produce, if you want to sell, so you have to have registration in place. So every country has its own norms. So it takes 3 to 5 years to get registration for one particular product. So company planned well in advance. So once we are ready with our plant, so by the time registrations are in place, so we'll be coming up with the new molecule. So in the next couple of years, so we will be coming every year 2-3 new products we will be launching in that space. So this is the way we are growing up. We have a very dedicated R&D center in Sanand. So we have a GLP lab, which few companies in chemical have. So our GLP lab is accepted globally. So all the data produced for the registration, so it is accepted globally. So it saves time and cost for us. So we are able to get faster registrations. Company is also now getting one new subsidiary in Brazil, so which is the major market for agrochemicals. So we are creating a new subsidiary. So we are focusing on that also. So this is the way we are growing. As a capital allocation, so this is one criteria, so where we are focusing always, whatever projects we are taking, so that has to be backward integrated. So that is one. So where we are trying to reduce our dependence on China. So we are today having almost 20 to 25% imports, and Out of that, 15 to 20% is coming from China. So we are coming with the which are being products which we are imported from China. So we are coming with the backward integration. So we have already done the pilot projects for that, so which is running good. So now we are replicating with the double capacity or triple capacity. So then target is to reduce going forward. So then it will be self-dependent. So that and that also major reason, I think one of the products we have contract manufacturing. So today, due to this COVID, after COVID situation, so global customers are looking at India as a China plus philosophy. So a lot of inquiries we are getting. So India has a lot of scope in the chemical sector going forward. So whosoever organizations are able to demonstrate that they can supply on a sustainable basis, so without depending on China, so they are getting the first advantage. So under that, so we are now working on those products which we are importing from China, and global customer are also buying from China, so that we can be a customer supplier to them. So we are discussing with them, and today we are supplying almost all the multinationals. So we are supplying chemicals to them, whether it is Sumitomo, Adama, FMC and all that. So all are our customers. So they are increasing a pie from us. So this is the way we are growing. And for capital allocation, it is the thumb rule for us. So any project which we are taking should have ROE at least 20% plus, and payback should be at least not more than 5 years. So this is the philosophy we are working upon that. Another in the area of ESG, there on the you can say environment protection point of view, and water, whether it is water, we have already shown where we are recycling our effluents and reusing. So we are recovering the bromine, we are recovering the phenol which we are buying, and now in our operation whatever effluent we are getting, so there we are recovering the phenol, and which is our raw material for our products. So this is the way we are. And in case of power, so as per the government policy, whatever was allowed, there is a 50% cap actually. You cannot go beyond that for renewable energy. So we have put 4 windmills dedicated to each unit. So that is the way. I think we are expecting under the new policy which is coming up, that cap is getting removed. So then we will have options to get more, you can say, renewable energy. So we are working on that also. We are also under this captive power policy. So we are entering into one joint venture where we will be getting power under captive, where you full you can get with the banking facility and all that, so to reduce the power cost. So this is the way we are growing, and with the capex which we are having, we are targeting in the next 3 years from 2500 to doubling our top line in the next 3 years. This is our targets. So this is the way company is growing. And during pandemic, so our operations were coming under essential category. So we have not stopped unless for initial of 15-20 days this lockdown was announced. So after that our operations are continuously operating. We have taken utmost care from the employee perspective, where there is social distancing. Company has extensively taken that drive of vaccination. So all the employees, we have multiple camps, all our locations where our employees, even their families, and even we have offered them, anybody else wants to come. So we have put camps in our plants, at our offices. So there we have covered everyone. We have contributed directly and indirectly to government initiatives, ventilators, and to infrastructure of this healthcare updation. So this is the way company has continuously putting efforts in that, and we have not, with the grace of God, not seen much casualties during COVID period in the make money family. this was a very good thing. So this is from my side. That's thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Before you leave the stage, thank you for the insightful session. We would like to present you with a small memento as a token of appreciation. May I request Mr. Abhishek Sinha, Circle Business Head, Gujarat, Airtel Business, to please come upon stage and present you with the same. Can we have a big round of applause, audience? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're finding the sessions useful. We have heard the policies and business side of emerging, enabling the business growth. It is now time to hear about the digital innovation side of it. To tell you all about enabling business growth with digital innovation, I would like to invite Mr. Abhishek Sinha, Circle Business Head, Gujarat, Airtel Business. Can we have a big round of applause? Over to you, sir.
We have heard a lot about technology, and the session is all about technology and business growth. And all of us has come out very strongly after 2 years of pandemic. So we were talking about essential commodities. First spoke about that chemical was part of that. जो normally हम jargon सुनते हैं market में, milk, medicine, vegetable के अलावा the fourth commodity which was declared essential from government of India was telecom, and that shows the kind of importance telecom has in our life today. I'd like to touch upon the largest and the biggest achievement of government of India, which is vaccination drive. Record vaccination drive. Almost 50% of the world's vaccination has been done in India and record time, and that too during the pandemic. How it was possible? Everybody is aware about Arogya Setu app. So how this app was running? Through internet. And when the people were not allowed to roam on the roads, in the market, everything was closed, still the telecom company ensured that all the network is there for all of you. And this is how the backbone of success of vaccination drive was dependent on telecom connectivity services. And this is how it is critical for all of us. As a company, Bharti Airtel as a company, we are in endeavor to move from telecom to technology company, and we want to partner in your growth journey. So I have few slides which I'll take you through. So first of all, we'll discuss about certain use cases which we improvised during the pandemic in our product portfolio to suit the customer requirement, because you will become obsolete if you are not understanding need of customer. So we'll take you through the whole journey of our product development, and then we'll discuss in little detail what is our offering on those products. So Airtel Business, this is a B2B arm of Bharti Airtel, and we can proudly say that we are the preferred partner of most of the B2B large customers. The endorsement is from top 500 companies of India. So top 500 companies of India through TT survey declared that we are their most preferred partner. Second thing is that over 1 million small and medium enterprise customers and more than 440 billion customers are riding on Airtel right now. This is an endorsement to our never-ending experimentation and improvisation to serve customer in a better way. So how we began this journey? If we talk about, let's take an example of pandemic. and everybody was locked at their places. Many of the students who were reciting hospitals got stuck, and the only solution of them was, other than banking, what was the other medium to serve those students? It was delivery. And how delivery could have been possible? It was app-based, again, telecom-based. And look at the company who was serving this. So this whole business case is all about India's largest delivery customer, and they have improvised themselves into grocery delivery also. So how did this happen? And all this company was dependent on customer care service because they need to connect with the delivery guy. And after the new mandate, nobody wants to disclose their numbers, neither customer, neither delivery guy. So what was the solution? And what about the customer service? So normally they were having a customer service in the number of 200, 500 people, and everybody was working there. But that stopped. What next? Everyone was at home. So there comes this product Airtel, which improvised without any hardware intervention. It improvised taking cost. So your customer care was base cost sitting at home without closing that number. So number was mastery was there. The customer was able to place the order, he was able to connect the delivery guy also seamlessly. So this is one of the innovation we talked about. This is all about food delivery, one of the case of food delivery company. Second is what kind of temperature you want to maintain in that car before you get it. So how does it happen? It is required for integrated system quality or building plant manufacturing they are limited, and this is how they are making the whole service for all of it. At the same time, Is the vehicle in which the medicine is getting carried is maintained at the right temperature? Is there an information? So that kind of information can be provided through IoT technology. So another improvisation is managed Wi-Fi. आजकल के यंग जनरेशन रेस्टोरेंट्स में काफ़ी जाते हैं हैंग आउट करने के लिए, and normally the demand is there a Wi-Fi or not? That is a selling USP also. Even Government of India is providing free Wi-Fi at railway stations, airports. So these quick serving restaurants were in need of Wi-Fi solution also. What was the challenge for them? Wi-Fi तो प्रोवाइड कर देंगे, बट चैलेंज क्या होगा? आप दो वाईफाई नहीं ले सकते हो एक स्टोर को रन करने के लिए. इट विल कॉस्ट यू डबल 2x. So what was the improvisation? What was required? Giving access, two access. One was private for their employees so that they can run their business, and one for the customers who are visiting in those locations, in those quick fast food joints and all. And this case is all about none other than McDonald's, the leading quick service restaurant. What is Airtel Secure? So normally we have a lot of cooperative banks in Gujarat, in Maharashtra. Lot of BFSI companies are there. So what they need? Connectivity uptime. So all the remote location branches are up and running. The second thing is that it is secure or not. So here the requirement was give me a secure internet. So we are providing 3-layer security at cloud level through DDoS, at link level through UTM, and at laptops or device level through endpoint security. Again, this is a case where optimization of network is required. This is again a use case where one of the largest banks with more than 3,000 branches was struggling with their network solution. What was happening? That 300 branches are there in Gujarat, 200 branches are there in Maharashtra, 1,000 branches are there in Mumbai, Delhi and elsewhere. And all these locations were not connected through fiber. So they were forced to take local connectivity, which was not uniform. So we gave them solution where they were able to optimize their bandwidth through SD-WAN solution. So primary or secondary, whatever be, this is network agnostic solution. So if you are having a primary or secondary connection through local ISP also, you need a backup. The backup can be through DSL also, through another IL connectivity also, and through mobile SIMs also. And we gave them a console, uniform console, single console, from where they were able to control all the branches. They were able to see what kind of usage they are having in any of the branches. That gave a lot of respite to that financial institution. Sorry. And this is our bread and butter. All of you are aware about the CUG. The CUG concept went away and we moved to CUCP because of unlimited usage. So as a company, as an organization, what do you need? So you are having a 50 employee size of 50 people and you need a 50 CUG connections. And someday 2 employees quit. You need to close that SIM. What you will do? You will call your service team, or you need to raise a service request. Please close these 2 numbers. This was a pain. Again, SIM swipe is a pain. Getting the correct billing done was a pain. And this is a use case about an institution who wanted to give tab to their students. What was happening? Initially they said that go and take whatever SIM you want to take. The activation was not happening on the right time. The classes started and they started struggling. So there we came into picture. We gave them pre-activated SIM in the company name and they distributed it with the required data size also. So per day usage was 3 GB, 4 GB, 5 GB, whatever we customized the plan and we gave that kind of solution to them. With this UCP during the pandemic, we came up with contactless service model also, where you can see your bill, you can pay your bill, and you can update in the hub also, enterprise hub also. So what makes us a technology partner? I said initially that it is our constant endeavor to move from telecom to technology partner. So what makes us a technology partner? So we are offering complete bouquet of products, a one-stop shop for any corporate, large, small, medium, anything. These are the solutions. Beyond this, you will not require any other solution. What is getting displayed here? From cyber security to collaboration to communication, IoT mobility we have already discussed, cloud we are having, and connectivity we are there. So you need not to go to multiple vendors that मेरे को cyber security दे दो, मेरे को IoT दे दो, मेरे को ये दे दो. You just need to get in touch with Airtel account manager in your geography, in your area, or we will get in touch with you the moment you need something, and we can give you end-to-end solutions. And at the same time, the moment you start using all the service under one roof, there is a cost optimization also involved. So this is all about our data centers. We are strongly coming into data center space also. So we are having 12 core data centers and at the same time 120 edge data centers. 6 more data centers coming up. And month on month we are increasing our count size and we are getting nearer to you. So that there is no latency, there is no challenge for any one of you. Most of our data centers are getting greener every passing day. We are moving to renewable energy sources so that CO2 emission gets negated. So this is a success story. During the pandemic, what we discussed, we improvised, and this is the outcome, this is the result that we are the number 1 operator in B2B segment. At the same time, in IoT space, we are having 50% market, Lions market share, with 8,000 customers and more than 12 million of devices connected on us. They are riding on us. And one more use case of Gujarat is a electric motor manufacturing, submersible motor manufacturing company. Imagine a pain of a farmer. We discussed that, ma'am discussed that about the agriculture and all. Imagine a pain of a farmer. उसको सुबह 4 बजे या 3 बजे जब भी उसके गांव में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आती है, उसको पंप चलाने के लिए घर से जाना पड़ता है. सारे फार्मर्स खेत में तो नहीं रहते हैं, फार्म लैंड में तो नहीं रहते हैं, एटलीस्ट 1-2 किलोमीटर रहते हैं. एंड डिपेंडिंग ऑन द साइकिल ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एंड एवरीथिंग, दे नीड टू गो टू देयर फार्म to activate that motor pump. So through IoT, they can remotely activate their pump, they can start their pump, they can switch off, they can switch off their pump. We talked about Airtel IQ. So to give you more elaborate display, Airtel IQ is our CPaaS product, and we are the world's first largest integrated CPaaS offer what we are doing. So what does this mean? So for any of the communication, you are running a company, what kind of communication you are doing? I'll take example of a bank. So for every transaction, they need to share the OTP through message. They are sharing that. For any credit card outstanding, they need to outcall customers that due date is near, please pay, or you have crossed the due date. Okay. What about the outstanding updates? So all this kind of stuff we have integrated together. And to make it more sharper, you know, everybody, a person can ignore a SMS, but they will not ignore WhatsApp. So this platform is integrated with WhatsApp also. So inbound calling, outbound calling, WhatsApp, SMS, any kind of communication, that is integrated into it. This is a one-stop solution for most of the BFSI customers, manufacturing customers, any customer who is having a requirement on outbound or inbound calling, or sending SMSs, or doing promotions also. I touched upon about the secure internet. This is the 3-layer security what I was talking about. So if you are hosting your application in cloud, the DDoS is there to take care of that. Your internet is taken care by UTM. And what about your laptops and mobile? That is taken care by endpoint security. World largest security service providers, be it Cisco, be it Fortinet, they are with us. They are providing these services to our end customer. More important is that our SOC is based out of Manesar. It is in India. So आप लोगों ने सुना होगा कि सर्वर बाहर है, वो एक चैलेंज आया था बीच में. अमेरिकन एक्सप्रेस को इन्होंने अलाउ नहीं किया था, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने बैन कर दिया था एडिशनल कार्ड देने से. व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट? अगर आप लोगों ने कल के न्यूज़पेपर देखा होगा तो उसमें अमेरिकन एक्सप्रेस को अलाउ कर दिया गवर्नमेंट ने, बिकॉज देयर सर्वर्स वेर होस्टेड आउटसाइड इंडिया. That is security threat, and we have negated it through our own SOC and NOC at Manesar. Anybody interested in that, we can arrange a visit to our SOC location. It is a world-class facility and one of its kind in India. No other telco have done that. So in summary, nutshell, what we said, we are your one-stop solution. आप नाम लीजिए टेलीकॉम टेक्नोलॉजी या किसी भी प्रोडक्ट का, वी आर देयर फॉर यू. So as I said that 1 million businesses are riding on us. Close to 6.5-7 million of SME accounts are there with us. And that's all from my side. Any question related to this, I can clear in next 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we leave, we would like to present you a small memento as a token of our appreciation. May I request Mr. Bunda, our founder and MD Rally Impacts, to come on stage and present you with the same. Thank you so much for such an insightful session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's
Can we have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sirs. You may take your seats. So it is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for a panel discussion on ensuring sustainable business growth in the post-pandemic world. And for this panel discussion, it is my pleasure to invite on stage our panelists one by one. The very first one we have is Mr. Managing Director of Index and Executive Committee Member, Ahmedabad Engineering Manufacturers Association. Ravi Next is engaged in manufacturing premium quality wire, steel and stainless steel, cast-iron, hard-facing cutting and welding electrodes and TIG filament. Mr. Prestigious American Building Society and Board is a member of various business associations like CII, Association of Building Products Manufacturers, the Airtel Engineering Manufacturers Association, World Merchants Association, etc. Thank you for coming to your side and on stage. And this panelist goes like Dr. V.D. Godpare, Governing Council Member, Textile Association India. Dr. Godpare is an expert in textile technology with over 65 research papers in various national and international conferences and journals. He is an expert member of various research bodies and universities and institutions, including the is a member of several professional bodies of India, Indian Fibre Society, Indian National Fibre Society, and ICT Alumni Association. He has filed for 3 patents that are currently under review. Heartiest welcome to you, sir. Can I have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Moving ahead to our third panelist, we have with us Mr. Padmin Bhooj, Senior Advisor Corporate Strategy, Projects and Intellectual Property Rights, and Director on Board, Bhagwati Autocast Limited, Troika Pharmaceuticals Limited, Shilp Brewers Limited. Mr. Bhooj was the Managing Director of Gujarat Industrial and Technical Consultancy Organization, also known as GITCO, Ahmedabad, a professionally managed and self-sustaining organization with strong linkages with the government. During this tenure, he worked closely with the MSMEs, private sector enterprises, financial institutions, and government, both central and state. He also has been a part of State Industrial Policy Formulation Policy. Heartiest welcome to you, sir. Our next panelist is Mr. Abhishek Sinha, Circle Business Head, Gujarat Airtel. Can we have a round of applause? And lastly, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Anil Chopra, VP Research and Consulting, CMR, and Research Editor, Cyber Media Group, to moderate this discussion. Can we have a big round of applause for all the panelists? Over to you, sirs.
Good evening. Am I audible in the back? Audible? Clear? That's great. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us on the panel. We heard so many different things, interesting perspectives and all that. तो अब थोड़ा धंधे की बात करते हैं कि अब क्या किया जाए आगे चल के. Main point I think is that we've all seen struggles, we've all seen tough times. We heard all the stories and all that. We heard Abhishek also talk about. It was very interesting. main thing वही है कि business dynamics have actually changed, right? How you do business is completely, it's different. A lot of things are virtual. Ma'am talked about, all the payments. I was discussing offline with some of the colleagues कि भाई अब तो रिक्शे वाला भी पेटीएम ले लेता है, ऑटो वाला भी ले लेता है, सब्जी वाला भी ले लेता है पेमेंट वगैरह. So digital payments have happened. So many different things have happened. So many different things have changed. लेकिन this is like more spread out. I think now it's time to really understand from all of you, because you come from, represent so many different industries. From your point of view, how have the business dynamics changed for your industries, after this pandemic? What are some of your insights? I think I'd like to hear from all of you, some views. Can we start with Mr. Gotmare? He's keen to talk about that.
Stand and speak, or
I know you can please sit and speak, no problem.
so good evening all of you. I think I'm representing Textile Association of India as a governing council member, and this Ahmedabad unit of TAI, my secretary is with me, Mahendra Bhai Patel, and we are having next year a conference in Ahmedabad, on international conference, and the subject is also the digitization. Friend, this digitization technology, I think is not being limited to Airtel or manufacturing industry also need this. I will tell you, so many years we are listening one slogan, roti, kapda or makan. Now we have to add the information technology, something like this, roti, kapda, makan and mahiti tantradhan. So this is the logo, I think the entire world it is being going. हम स्कूल में थे तो तब रोटी कपड़ा मकान ही सीखते थे. That's why I joined textile. I thought everybody born without class have a day. My professor used to tell me. Friends, what we observed in this about our, since I am from the professor, I retired as a head of the department at textile as a professor. So my motto is always how my student will get a placement in the textile industry. But this 2 years, I think we will have a very tough time. I was telling my students, "Arey yaar, IT सीखो थोड़ा. You can learn something IT other than your manufacturing." Why? Because a day will be going to come now where we will introduce every industry, including textile industry. So unless until you have the information technology knowledge, I think the future will be a little tougher for us to work in this manufacturing industry. Because I don't want that the manager will go to the supervisor and tell something about the machine. He has to transfer the information from his chair only. So this need a concept of IoT. I think we listen from Sinaji how the Airtel and similar organizations are helping in this. More looking into the educational point of view, I think one digital university is already coming up in India. I think the last financial year in I think Kerala, the digital university has already been come up. So there is a big revolution, and see, whenever you work in the industry with this innovation, who will develop the innovation? Finally, the student group. So we are all where the student wants one at a time. So there is a need for industry people to approach academic institute for this innovation. Ask them to create innovation and create a cell in their institute through your collaboration. And whatever work you want, you can insist those student community, yes, you have to work on this, you can sponsor that. I'm sure your solution will be fastest. Like this, one of the bank approach VJTR bank for their some innovation. And they pick up the brightest student from an institute and they deliver such a big new concept in the banking, what we are realizing now. So it is a need of industry to approach this academic for innovation. Because innovation is not like we are getting from any book or etc. This is the thought process. Somebody has to think, and that may not need any qualification. Even a person who is not even qualified can have some innovation in the mind. So you have to give opportunity in your organization to each and everyone to think differently and tell them that this innovation will help. I am sure people will take note of this. Thank you.
About digitization and innovation, and why that is really required. So probably I'm sure that similar things we all agree with, right? That is something that is required. But let's just add, please.
What the and to break stereotypes. We will I think Abhishek ने बहुत अच्छी तरह बताया कि how we have that. It broke stereotypes.
use technology. Work from home was unheard of. Now suddenly everybody knows how to work from home. Now everybody knows how to use Zoom. It's just become every household app, sort of say. So, but Divya, I'd just like to ask you about since you are from a manufacturing background, in terms of raw material costs and skilled labor availability, that continue to remain a challenge, I think, for the manufacturing industry. And I think that got amplified also during the pandemic. How are you dealing with that? Is there something that you can share insights on how you are dealing with that?
Good afternoon, I'm Divya Agarwal, Executive of Ahmedabad Engineering Manufacturers Association. That is the hat I'm wearing while I'm here. Very good and very, very relevant question, Chopraji. Pre-pandemic levels, like Padman Bhai also said, that we were all set in our own comfortable zones, spheres of working. But there was a paradigm shift in the way we work, in all the kind of problems that evolved after pandemic. As far as logistics are concerned, transportation costs are concerned, availability of skilled labor is concerned, everything is still to a certain extent, is still a little haywire, not as streamlined as anybody in the manufacturing sector or services sector would like it to happen. Availability of manpower is also less because people migrant labor move to their own homes, own states. They set up small shops, small businesses. They would rather have localized, close by employments so that, God forbid, if such a thing happens again, so their families are maybe more dependent on them. They either lost somebody or things like that. So they're not very comfortable in going far off places and working there. So that is a big issue. They have also incurred some losses during this period of 2.5 years, so they also want to recover their pay off their loans or something, so prices there have gone up. Fuel costs, maybe now added factor is Russia-Ukraine war, so fuel costs have gone up. So wherein we were seeing that Corona is subsiding, but then there are other parameters which were not in control, so they are jacking up the prices. Certain minerals or metals that we never thought were dependent, we were so much dependent on either Russia or Ukraine. Entire world is reeling under that pressure now. Look at Europe, what is happening? Today I just got news that UK is going to increase their energy costs by 80%. So what is going to happen in those times? So that is a very, very critical situation right now, but we are happy, we are blessed that India is relatively much lesser affected by all those things. So we are getting back almost to pre-pandemic levels, and I'm sure IT things, services, what Abhishek ji suggested, they will certainly help, relieving some pressure taking off.
Absolutely, IT is definitely required, and digitization, innovation is probably going to be required to do some cost optimization, because you talked about so many, prices and cost and so many different elements of the business.
Absolutely, everybody is getting more and more dependent on IT now. I do not remember any one particular technology aspect that we were so much dependent on earlier, because right now, even for 5 or 10 minutes, your phone does not have GPRS. You feel helpless, you feel as if you do not have access to anything. Similarly, in your office or in factory, if you're out of Wi-Fi or in network, so you feel, I don't know, the world is going to end or what?
Absolutely. Mr. Puri, I think you're on the board of so many different organizations. Like, what are some of your learnings on ensuring business sustainability in this kind of crisis? Obviously, this is one crisis. We hope it doesn't occur again. But suppose kuch aur aa jayega. So, what are some of your learnings?
Actually, I am on the board of companies which are manufacturing pharmaceuticals like Roca Pharmaceuticals. I am also on the board of Silk Gravers, which is a high-tech engraving rollers manufacturer. Now the point is there are 2 points here, aspects here. One is a pandemic, other is a digital or technology. Both are very important, although both men look very different, but it has really kept together during the pandemic. People have no option other than to utilize technology. As you utilize the right word WFA, work from anywhere, work not only work from home. Now, pharmaceuticals, for example. Pharmaceuticals and healthcare, as we know, were the biggest user of technology during the pandemic. They never stopped. None of the education issues stopped. Pharmaceutical impact went all the way, and healthcare went for the telemedicine and everything. The what engineering and other industry did was they wait for some time, and then they decided to see that because they had lost the number of people. The workers had left, migrant workers had left, and they didn't come back. What they started doing was utilization of not really robotism or internet thing, but utilizing the technology which they can use to prepare all the designs and everything before the manufacturing starts. The industries in Gujarat and I know everywhere else decided to work on those aspects where hardcore manufacturing is not required, but till that time they are prepared for everything and anything. So this is one of the major things was done by the industry people. Another thing they need to do is that people cannot go and meet their customers. Okay, personalized meeting is very much necessary in many of the sectors, including IT, including telecom, including pharmaceuticals. But they also found a way out to see that they remain connected with their existing and potential customer. These two major things were happening by the people who were proactive. Those who were to do that, they suffered to some extent, and that is where the difference between what we can say proactive, active, and reactive. The reactive people reacted late, and they lost the time, and that resulted to find the person. The major problem of the industry was breakdown of the working capital cycle, and that happened because of people who reacted rather than they were not active or proactive. That's the point. Thank you.
Absolutely, I think thank you for that. Organizations that were more proactive are the ones who actually were able to gain.
They decided they were ready.
They were actually ready. Absolutely.
Few months they were ready.
Absolutely. So, Abhishek, I think digital innovation is of course a theme, and you talk so much about it. You give so many different examples. But finally, what changes are really required in an organization to kind of do this kind of transformation? It's easy to say, but finally, when it gets down to the brass tacks, you finally have to do it. It's not such an easy job. What are some of your thoughts on that?
So, as I said, that customer is key. If you are not able to understand the latent demand of a customer, companies who were the market leaders have perished. And there are many such examples. One of the examples is Kodak. Cameras, reels, gone. They moved out of that segment completely because they were not ready when digital cameras started to take market share. Similar example is Nokia. So they were on Symbian platform, and Android came, and it was strong for them. They were not able to sustain that. Similarly, for us, pandemic was, as Sir said, pandemic was the time when we were ready to take risk. We were able to identify the latent demand of the customer. I gave few examples of that also. And we were able to improvise our product to suit that demand. So that is what we were able to bring on the table to the customer. And whatever said and done, digitization is a jargon. Most of the people don't understand what is that means. What is digitization? Most of us say कि यार कुछ तो होगा, कुछ electronic होगा, कुछ होगा. We were not able to understand what is that. And I will give you an example how both of the words digitization and innovation are related to that. Most of you have remember Notebandi, and before that UPI was launched. Can you say that without Notebandi UPI would have been so successful?
So notebandy created the demand for UPI. And imagine a situation in pandemic when 50%, 60%, 70% of transacting customers who were transacting on e-commerce platform were not having debit card and credit card. How it could have been possible? So through UPI it was possible. So there was a vision that if we are going to do this, what is the backup plan? How people will survive? How people will sustain? So this is the example of innovation and digitization for me.
Good, Dr. Workman. I would like to share a few more examples of this digital technology help us, right? Friends, the most entertaining industry is a movie, cinema, and almost these 2 years, I think there was nothing to go and watch in the theater. So we have seen the OTT platform come out along with the Disney people, and now out of the, I think there is some bidding of this OTT is there, and we may be able to watch those things, I think, in that crisis also. Because without entertainment, it's very difficult for children to manage and keep controlling the house. They need something new, they need some animation films and etc. So this OTT platform, or even another example I will tell you, this IKEA with Taj rabbit people, they are together and they create innovation on this. So if you visit this IKEA, you will bring those things at home and you are assembling on your own. So this is through their innovation technology. Beside this, I think the Porsche's cars are there. There is what Sir has also mentioned. The cars speak with you, is something like this. So these are innovations are being bringing through digital technology, and I think in every industry it is becoming up now. So I'm sure before coming to any new pandemic, I think we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, because this situation was never expected. Nobody might have got a dream also. Nobody wrote also in anything that this is going to happen. So I think the people are much prepared now what is coming the next. So now digital technology will be the solution in the near future. Thank you. Mr. Agarwal, you want to add on to that?
I think this was one of the best examples that comes to mind as far as digitalization is concerned, the OTT platform. And not just entertainment, but businesses have incorporated digitalization to a great extent now. We are much more dependent and friendlier remitting payments, receiving payments electronically. System of checks is reducing day by day. We want to be connected, we want to give information, receive information instantaneously. So emails are the best ways there. You access websites, gain knowledge, news, stuff like that. So I guess it is going to increase day by day, certainly.
And when it comes to business, I think one thing that we all agree is that it has completely disrupted the supply chains, whether it's global, whether it's domestic. What is really being done in terms of managing the, in terms of easing out the supply chains? Are there any innovations or ways of dealing with supply chain disruptions? To anyone, question is
So there is a disruption in supply chain. Again, Ukraine war is another example. Because of that, petroleum products got impacted. If I talk about pandemic, running a cargo was a top job first of all. The driver who was driving that cargo must be asking for 2x or 3x of what he must be getting. So transportation was at rooftop, costing was on a higher side. So what technology did to that? So I'll take an example. Imagine that every day you need to supply 1 ton of raw material, and it requires 2 trucks, and you need to optimize the 2 trucks. Suppose that during the pandemic the requirement went up by 4 tons. So instead of 2 tons, you need to deliver 4 tons. Getting that infra, which is already costlier, must be a challenging, difficult task. What if we optimize that fleet? So suppose that delivery takes almost 2.5 to 3 hours. Can we optimize that same truck come back, reload and go there? And there comes a vehicle tracking system, which gives you a real-time status that where that truck is. that you are prepared to load again because the time is limited. Second thing is the fuel efficiency. Is there a spillage in the fuel? That is a pain point in transportation. How to reduce that? The moment truck stops for more than 15 minutes, you get a pop-up, you get an alert that the truck is sitting here idle. The fuel is going down, then when the truck is there standing idle. That is a clear sign there is a spillage going on. Can we control that? So by activating this whole technology, you reduce your cost by 40%. Your demand went up from 2 to 4 tons, and you are able to maintain and manage that by 40% less money. So this is the role of technology.
Absolutely, and there are a lot of fleet operators that are using this technology. BizAneKdotes and Dhanuka, they are the two common names that crop up, and everybody would.
Then you got it. Other is that they are manufacturing, but they are not able to make it reach to the destination. Now, when some of the manufacturers stopped manufacturing during the pandemic, everything, that is where the technology and the enterprise of the MSMEs came, particularly in the state, many of the states. They started looking for, if these two countries manufacture are not manufacturing, are there other? They never thought after 10 years. Now they started looking for it. And fortunately, whether we believe or not, they could find out few more, which they have never tapped because they were very happy with that. So that is one thing happened, they found out some new people. Maybe it was not the perfect substitute, but it was working well. Second thing was how to make it reach here. Again the technology comes because there are a lot of tracking started taking place. Who can bring it directly to the Mudra port and who can bring via some other port to the Mudra port. Very simple. And that second thing happened. And third thing, the best thing is that something like Mudra port, which was advanced, they really made a marvelous job. Storing their at various temperature. That is all everything was technological. And the fourth thing is there is something called dry port here now. No, if you know, there is near Sanand in Ahmedabad, in Jodhpur also there is a dry port. This dry port are everything which a port has except the water. That is why it's called dry port. If you go to Sanand area, any Jodhpur area, everything is there. Custom clearance, government officers sit there, they go down, there is a railway line from the main port to here port. Nobody has go to the Visakhapatnam port or Mudra port or any other port. So a combination of technology and enterprise resulted into salvaging the situation. Of course, that was not the perfect situation. Supply chain did suffer, but it was salvaged to a great extent, a combination of technology and enterprise. That's what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thanks. I think we've talked about supply chain, we've talked about raw material, we've talked about digitization, so many different things. But yeah, so one last question I'd like to ask all of you before I open the house for questions from the audience is about, we have seen so many different changes, but now in short, what changes do you think are essential in an organization today, to be really future ready? Because abhi kya hai ki there are so many changes. How do you really prepare yourself for the future? So how do you really be future ready? Just a few lines from each one of you. Last question from my side.
I'd like to contribute to that by saying that survival of the fittest in such scenario is your flexibility of the organization. Employees, employers, everybody. Nobody knew when pandemic was going to strike us, how long would it last, when would it end, how would it end. So if you want to sustain in that environment, you have to be extremely flexible, mold yourself, mold your organization. I've seen examples of travel agencies starting, getting into food business. Graha Udyog, they started here. And they did very well because travel was absolutely stopped. Nobody wanted to go out, it was not allowed, the airlines weren't operating, aircrafts were put on standstill. So what do? How do they run their business? What is their revenue source going to be? What do they do about their employees? How do they manage their salaries? So this was an innovative idea. People are going to eat. Delivery was one of the other options. So they ventured into that. People started making masks, sanitizers, PPE kits. Overnight they changed their businesses. So that I think is the key here. You have to be ready for the unknown. You don't know what is going to happen, but you have to keep yourself prepared.
Thank you. To add one more thing from this innovation point of view, see, innovation is not having any end. We cannot say this now everything is over. We have done all those modification, new apps are there. There is always a research gap. Something somewhere there is a drawback in the system. What I think all R&D people read. For example, the data science area. We always fear about the security of the data. I think the cyber security many people are working on it. The experts are there. So there is always a scope to do innovation in digital technology also. So there is a definitely research gap, and I think this we have to find out. So what is the work of innovative people, the researcher people? I'm sure if you really think seriously, will find a lot of innovations in your organization. This gap you have to find out. That is your task nowadays. Thank you.
So for me, it's comes down to 3 words: flexibility, agility, and acceptance of technology. These are the 3 words I will like to summarize that you are future ready or not. Technology, digitization and everything. If all we are doing and which is not suiting to customer requirement, that will get failed. The success of Paytms of the world, Amazons of the world, Flipkarts of the world, that is because they were able to understand customer requirement, and they maneuver that, they improvise that, and they innovated few of the latest thing which was not there in market, understanding the latest demand of the customers. So I think these are the 3 critical words which makes any organization future ready.
I would just like to add to what my esteemed colleague has said. The major difference was the change of mindset culture. Acceptance of the same set of people as a better people. Organizations, instead of become vertical, they become flat, horizontal kind of. Everybody is equal. Because during the pandemic and after also they realized we are the people who can make it or marry. Acceptance of technology, they realize that the technology we will say it is for somebody else. It is for us also. We can make a better use of it. And the third thing is that outer orbit, the stakeholders were also considered part of the organization. A vendor or a supplier or even a computer repairer, they are considered part of the organization now. Because they were the people who were together to tide over the crisis. Of course, the major thing which I think which is suitable to the very apt theme of today's conference is that technology was accepted as not only savior, but it is tempting to go further. The pandemic say first it was survival, then revival, and the growth. Everywhere technology played a great role. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think great insight. I open the house for questions from the audience. You have all been very quiet. किसी का कोई सवाल है? मैंने बहुत सारे सवाल पूछ लिए, अब ऑडियंस की बारी है कुछ सवाल करने। हाँ, डिनर तो मिलने ही वाला है। नहीं, डिनर नहीं मिलेगा जब तक सवाल नहीं पूछेंगे। पूछिए पूछिए। कोई सवाल नहीं है? Okay, if there's no questions from the audience, I think maybe they can ask offline. Yeah, sometimes that happens. So we'll take a break here. So thank you so much, gentlemen. I think it's been great to have this discussion with you. I think some really great ideas have come across. Abhishek shared so many great examples of how technology has been used across so many different industries. So Dan, thank you so much for that. And you have shared so many great insights around what can be done, how to be future ready. So thank you so much.
Put out all those things.
Thank you so much.
Prepared.
Thank you so much. And over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Firstly, let's have a very big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the amazing panel discussion. I thank every one of you for being such an amazing panelist. Thank you so much. May I now request Mr. Anil Chopra and Mr. Abhishek Sinha to please present a very amazing memento as a token of appreciation to all of our panelists. And let's have a very big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It was a delight to have you all with us. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a big round of applause? Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Once again, heartiest thanks to all the panelists. And with that, we come to the end of today's session. We hope you found it useful. We would like to thank the 3 industry associations that have supported us in making this event a successful one. We would like to present a small memento to the representatives of these 3 associations named as Ahmedabad Engineering Manufacturers Association, Textile Association of and Dye Stuffs Manufacturers Association. Can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? I would like to invite on stage representatives of these associations, starting with Mr. D.S. Chahal from Make Money Organics, everybody. Mr. Divya Agarwal, founder and managing director, Radhe Impacts, and executive committee member at Ahmedabad Engineering Manufacturers Association. Can we have a big round of applause and welcome him? And last but not the least, Mr. Mahendra Bhai Ji Patel, President, Textile Association of India, Ahmedabad. Can we have a big round of applause? We are so delighted to have you with us, sir. Can we please have you on stage? May I request Mr. Abhishek Sinha, Circle Business Head Gujarat, Airtel Business, to please come and present them the mementos. And can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? So the feedback forms have been given to you. I request every one of you to please take out your little time and fill it up. And hope to see you all soon. Moving ahead. With that, once again, we come to the end of today's event. I hope you all found it useful. For one last time, can we have a big, big round of applause for all the speakers, all the panelists, all the dignitaries, and all the guests of honors who have joined us. And with immense pleasure, I would now request Mr. Anil Chopra, VP Research and Consulting, CMR, to give the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. I hope you found it useful. ठीक लगा? बढ़िया रहा? Great, great. Thank you so much. And I would again like to thank all the our industry associations who have supported us. So thank you so much for giving us all that support, and we look forward to working with you continuously in the future as well. Audience has been very quiet today, and I hope आप लोग अभी थोड़ा खाने वाने पे थोड़ा सा बातचीत करेंगे, शायद भूख ज़्यादा लग रही है, but seriously, lot of thanks. I think I really enjoyed the discussion. I enjoyed meeting all of you over here, and I look forward to meeting you all again. Thank you. And before you go out for dinner, I think the Airtel demo zone is open. I think initially also some of you were interacting and looking at some of the solutions. Do look at them again. In fact, it is an eye opener. A lot of people used to think Airtel is communication. But I think today we came to know it's a lot more than that. So do please take a look, explore some of the solutions there. I'm sure you'll learn a lot of new things. So thank you. Over to you, Roma.
Thank you so much, sir, for the amazing vote of thanks, and I hope you all are as delighted as I am. And for one last time, ladies and gentlemen, won't take much of your time. Without further ado, can we have a big round of applause for all the audience sitting in here? And everyone, the back-end team, the front-end team, everyone of you have been amazing. Thank you so much for being such a great support. And sir rightly stated, I would request you all to please have a look at our Airtel Business demo. And by this, with immense pleasure, I, Anchor Roma, sign off on the behalf of Airtel Business. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, our feedback forms have been circulated. I request you all to please fill it up. Thank you.